Shalom, shalom and welcome. This is Yashar'al, Living Orders and Commands. It is an end-time series to those who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father, the Almighty Creator. Yahuwah is his name. He who manifests himself, his word in the flesh, in the person of Yahushua, our Messiah. These messages, these words go out to you, whom I consider my brother, my sister, my family. With that said, this segment of Yashar'al Living Orders and Commands is entitled Specific Information, Relevant Instructions. My brothers and sisters, there will be a final exodus, and Yashar'al will be gathered from the four corners of the earth. Yashar'al, who consists of both Hebrews and Gentiles, or Arbim and Goyim, other nations, brought together, who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father, brought together by Yahushua Mashiach, made one under the banner of Yashar'al, one family. These words are to you. Know this, those who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father will experience being refined and prepared for a final exodus, or strengthened and fortified to be a martyr for Yahushua's sake. There will be those who will be called to sleep, who will die and wait for the return of Yahushua Mashiach. And there will be those of us who will be alive upon the return of Yahushua. Some of us will be resting in that place that have been designed by the Almighty Father. Do not be deceived to think that your spirit goes to heaven right away. It is in the resting place for those who sleep. End times are here, and they bring the most extreme, humbling times man have ever seen. Soon and very soon, global warming and climate change will be magnified, causing conditions and events that will prove to bring death and destruction, along with extreme humility to those who pursue set-apartness. Yashar'al, my brothers and sisters, together we will witness being prepared. We will find ourselves becoming individually weakened, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and socially weakened. And in our weakness, we will witness a rise in the power and the presence of the Spirit of Yahushua Messiah like never before imagined. Many might wonder, why do I say like never before imagined? These are the final days of man in these earthen vessels as we know it. There will not be a return to these vessels once we are transformed upon the return of Yahushua Mashiach, when it is time for us to go before the throne of the Almighty One. Soon and very soon, as I have stated before, there will be natural disasters, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, bombs igniting as wars enlarge over resources and governments battling among one another to forge a one-world government. People will be shaken with a magnitude that has never before been imagined. It will cause the greatest displacement of people the world has ever witnessed in the coming of days. The promises made by our Almighty Father Yahuwah, who sent his set-apart Spirit in Yahushua's name to teach us and guide us, his promises will come to be. We will witness it with great proof and power. Yahushua's Spirit will be lifted up. Our Mashiach will be lifted up within us individually and collectively. Soon, the two witnesses, yes, the identity of the two witnesses of Revelation will soon be made known to the world with power, with actions, as they respond to the living orders and commands given to them by the Spirit of Yahushua. Soon, the 144,000 and great multitude mentioned in Revelation 7th chapter will begin to rise up, responding to living orders and commands given by the Spirit of Yahushua, directly and through his chosen ones, as well as through his sent messengers, known as Malachim, or erroneously called angels. Many, most of us, are unaware that we are being prepared to fulfill what is written regarding end-time prophecies. Our gathering will be in mass. Yes, it will be massive numbers, but compared to the world population, which is currently over 7.2 billion, the number will only represent a remnant. My brothers and sisters, as I am praying and delivering this message, I reflect on the day, a couple of days ago, Actually, I believe it was yesterday, as I was on my way to a destination, I was praying and communing with the Spirit of Yahushua, my living Savior, and it was as though He instructed me to present this message, again, which is entitled Specific Information, Relevant Instructions. It was as though He was telling me that each of us will receive specific information and relevant instructions to the tasks that we are assigned to do. Tasks regarding the final exodus, regarding martyrdom, and regarding the emergence of an awakening nation. It was as though He said to me, Son of man, present before my family, my children, that there is specific information, relevant instructions to each of us. And though we are eager, though we are anxious, though we desire to know much and know a lot, it was as though the Spirit of Yahushua was saying, let us discern, for us to discern what He is telling us, what He is instructing us to do, specific information, relevant instructions to the task that we must and will complete in the coming of days. Pray and watch, my brothers and sisters. For though we desire to know it all, or to know much, we will find ourselves being equipped with the information that is necessary as a member of the body of Yashar'al to fulfill the duties at hand. My brothers and sisters, we may we may desire, we may overstep our place and even demand to know all that we yearn pertaining to set apartness. Yes, we are a curious people. Our curiosity sometimes drives our actions that leads us to step out of obedience. But soon and very soon, as end times become intense, we will learn to manage and possess these earthen vessels. We will learn to yield to the Spirit of Yahushua within us, working through us one towards another. We will carry out living orders and commands from the Spirit of Yahushua. They will prove to be filled with specific instructions, with specific information, relevant instructions to the duties that we must accomplish in order to reflect an obedient servant to the Almighty One of Yashar'al. Consider these words, O Yashar'al. Can a seed hold up a piece of fruit? Or do it bud? Or does it bud and produce a plant, a vine, or a tree, and then the fruit come? Can fruit be made available without a branch or a vine, or some type of outreach beyond the seed? Can there be a harvest without vegetation, fruit, or vegetables? Consider also the body. Can the heart function with a foot as its only support? Can the outreach of an arm be made possible through the side of one's thigh? Each member of the body have a specific task and purpose. And so it is with Yashar'al. And we will learn in the coming days that though we are many members, we are one body, each with specific information, relevant instructions, tasks that must and will be done in the coming days. Hear me, O Yashar'al. It was as though the Spirit of Yahushua said, speak to my people and inform them as the extreme humbling times come, refining times enlarge. There are specific duties that will and must be accomplished. Every task ordered by the Almighty Father comes with details and specific information, relevant instructions, in order that we may completely execute all that is designed by the Almighty Father to fulfill what is written in scriptures and more. Hear, O Yashar'al, as I present the following. Romans 12th chapter, verse 1 through 8. I call upon you, therefore, brothers, through the compassion of the Almighty One, to present your bodies a living offering, set apart, well-pleasing to the Almighty One, your reasonable worship. And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that you prove what is that good and well-pleasing and perfect desire of the Almighty Father. For I say, through the favor which has been given to me, to everyone who is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he should think, but to think soberly, as the Almighty One has given to each a measure of belief. For if we have many members in one body, but are but all members do not have the same function. So we, the many, are one body in Messiah, and members each one of one another. Now having different gifts according to the favor which was given to us, let us use them accordingly. If prophecy, according to the proportion of belief. If serving, in the serving, or he who is teaching in the teaching, or he who encourages in encouragement, or he who is sharing in sincerity. He who is leading in diligence, he who shows compassion joyously. I say again, O Yashar'al, specific information, relevant instructions are going forward. And to each of us, we have a purpose. There will be chosen leaders that will emerge, my brothers and sisters. We will receive directions in spirit and through the leaders that have been chosen by Yahushua Mashiach. They will rise up with proof and power, with the conviction of set apartness as the set apart spirit of Yahushua merge within us and rise within us and stir within us. Let me also read 1 Corinthians 12th chapter, verses 4 through 14. They read as follows. And there are different kinds of gifts, but the same Spirit. There are different kinds of services, but the same Master. And there are different kinds of workings, but it is the same, the Almighty One, who is working all in all. And to each one is given the manifestation of the Spirit for profiting. For to one is given a word of wisdom through the Spirit, and to another a word of knowledge according to the same Spirit, and to another belief by the same Spirit, and to another gifts of healing by the same Spirit, and to another operations of powers, and to another prophecy, and to another discerning spirits, and to another kinds of tongues, and to another interpretation of tongues. But one and the same Spirit works all these, distributing to each one individually as he intends. For as the body is one and has many members, but all the members of that one body, being many, are one body, so also is the Messiah. For indeed by one Spirit we were all immersed into one body. Whether Yehudim or Greeks, whether slaves or free, we are made to drink into one Spirit. For indeed the body is not one member, but many. I want to bring to your attention also, my brothers and sisters, many people think by reading 1 Corinthians 12:13 that true Hebrews, true Arbrim do not exist anymore because of 1 Corinthians 12:13. But keep in mind, in order for Revelation 7 chapter to be fulfilled, there must be an awakening nation. There must be the emergence of true Hebrews, 144,000, 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes of Yashar'al, as mentioned in Scripture. Keep that in mind, my brothers and sisters. Though many desire to be heard, many of us desire to teach, we will soon come to discover why it is important for us to seek to discern what the Spirit of Yahushua is saying. For information is going before us. There is specific information going before us, relevant instructions specifically to what we are tasked to do. We will come to discover why some individuals know more than others regarding the coming together of Yashar'al, as well as some may know different tasks that others may not. We will come to discover each of us have a specific task and that there is no task greater than the other. We will come to obey what is going before us, living instructions, living orders and commands, specific information, relevant instruction, to fulfill the purpose in which we have continual breath or heartbeat in a sound mind. Pray and watch, my brothers and sisters. I'm compelled to believe with all my spirit, with all my mind, body, and soul, in all my existence, that the Spirit of Yahushua will rise and we will become weakened due to conditions, the coming conditions and refining times ahead. Pray and watch. The time is now for Yashar'al to come together, to realize each of us have a task, specific information, relevant instruction, made alive like never before. And we will be fitly joined together as one body, as an awakening nation. There will be those among us who will rejoice and be glad. There will be those who will weep and cry and face much regret beyond measure in the coming days. There will be those who will fall away, and there will be death and destruction like never before imagined. Keep in mind Revelation 6:8 and 9:18, and know this will occur during the lifetime of this generation. Prepare, O Yashar'al, for our redemption. Our final exodus draws near. The two witnesses of Revelation, the 144,000, the great multitude, are about to be made visible with all doubt removed. There will be those converted, brought into set-apart truth, those among Christians and Muslims and many other different religions who pursue earnestly to discover true set-apartness. They will come into the knowledge of truth, and they will be joined with those who are walking in obedience. Together, all those who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father, who are called to fulfill the final exodus, who are made one by Yahushua Mashiach, will discover some amazing things in the coming days. Though we are stiff-necked and stubborn, though our condition is conflicting in many ways, we are about to experience the discipline and reproof that will bring the repentance necessary for a unified nation to emerge. There will be unity, complete with Hebrews and Gentiles, Abrim and Goyim, other nations who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father. Proof will come, my brothers and sisters, a proof with the most magnificent power ever before witnessed in this generation. Prepare, O Yashar'al. I mean all that is necessary, that is to bring about obedience, will come to be. And we will witness this transition of an awakening nation emerge as extreme humbling times rise. As people begin to look for fresh water, food, as they begin to flee from areas that are unsafe due to famine and pestilence and cataclysmic conditions, we will witness what is necessary to move towards the promised land. We will see that it is indeed us who is the restraint that prevents the anti-Messiah, the Antichrist, from emerging in his fullness. As the restraint, we will witness the Spirit of Yahushua through his chosen leaders, through his chosen ones, guide and execute right rulings, and guide Yashar'al together and lead us to that safe place, that set-apart mountain in the area we know as the Middle East, that set-apart mountain, Mount Sinai, which is currently known as Jabal al, located in the northwestern quadrant of what is known as Saudi Arabia. We will witness in mass. It will stretch from the set-apart mountain to the mountain of Zion. Pray and watch, my brothers and sisters. There are specific details, specific instructions. And Yashar'al that is in the United States will be gathered in the state of Virginia. We will witness mass gathering of true believers that have been chosen to fulfill what has been written since the days of old, gather in the state of Virginia. We will witness other Yashar'al in different parts of the world gather in the outermost parts, the outermost borders of their prospective countries that face close towards the area we know now as the Middle East. There will be a final exodus. We will witness those who stand strong for the Spirit of Yahushua, who will lift Yahushua up and face martyrdom. We will witness brothers and sisters in obedience, some put to sleep, to rest. And there will be those who will fall away. There will be those overtaken with unbelief and rebellion. Pray for them. But know this, it is a promise by the Almighty Father to discipline those whom he loves, to refine us, to fulfill what he has promised us. Let me read this, O Yashar'al. Listen carefully. John 6:44. No one is able to come to me unless the Father who sent me draws him, and I shall raise him up in the last day. John 12:32 says, and I, if I am lifted up from the earth, shall draw all men to myself. This is the Mashiach, Yahushua speaking, as it is written in John 12:32. Yashar'al, know this: obedience, true worship, unity, set-apartness will be magnified, and in our worship and obedience, we will lift up Yahushua Mashiach, and by him being lifted up, the drawing power of all of the Almighty Father, the drawing power of pure set-apartness, it will bring about Yashar'al, an awakening nation. The time is now to realize, though we fight and fervently overstep our bounds, trying to be something that we are not, though we are overly eager and anxious and excited to teach, to speak, or to lead others to set apartness, we are about to find out that the destruction of Yashar'al will be something phenomenal. Are you ready, my brother, my sister, my family? Are we ready? Ready or not? It is the schedule of the Almighty Father. It is a schedule that comes with specific information, relevant instructions made alive. There are and will continue to be living orders and commands, specific information, relevant instructions, which are being given to chosen leaders. Chosen leaders who have been designated by the Spirit of Yahushua to execute the right rulings, to deliver the messages that are necessary for our coming together. Pray and watch, my brothers and sisters. We are in an hour that is late. Prepare. An awakening nation will rise up and the world will come to witness the children of Yahuwah. The children who will be known as the children of obedience. The children who will be known as the children of the book. The true Hebrews who the world has hidden for many years will rise up. And together with Goyim who are grafted into the body as one under Yahushua Mashiach, we will reflect what is written and more, much more. Prepare, O Yashar'al. It will become clear to each of us in the coming days. All that is expected of us individually and collectively will come to be. And it will prove that we are receiving specific information, relevant instructions that are made alive by the Almighty Father with power and might. Until next time, my brothers and sisters, know this. Our redemption draws nigh. Our Mashiach returns soon. And there will be a final exodus. Pray and watch. Lift up your heads for my prayers that each of us are able to endure to the very end. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom.